like to make extra money? Well, you need to go to chatsports.com/linesbet. That is BetUSA. You can bet on games. You don't have to do all NFL. You can do NBA. You can do all sorts of stuff because the NFL season is getting closer and closer to winding up. Make some extra cash, folks. It's better than a lottery ticket. Chatsports.com/linesbet. Put in that promo code, though, Lions125 to get a 125% deposit bonus. Let's get into today's One Pride podcast, the show. There's some technical difficulties in the back end when it comes to some of the fellas, so we'll see if they can get on or not. That's why I didn't start specifically exactly at 6:30, just seeing if they can get on. So we'll be going back and forth. You're going to see me kind of checking to see if they get on because I have to check my thing out. But before all that, let's give shout-outs to everybody in the building. Let's start with, we got Jamie Ward. What's going on, Jamie Ward? We got Ram. What's up, Ram, man? From Blazed Radio. We got SportsCon89. We got WTMN World. What is up, Chrome? Big Weem 313. Forbidden Knowledge. Zach J in the building. Frog Crop. What's up, Frog? Vash Starwin. Vash the man. We got Alan Dana, Randy Daniels, Jack Waters, Dab Daddy, Tim Monroe, Bruce Betterly, Patty Grimes, Bobo, Tony, and BA Sports. He says, shout me out. I'm shouting you out, man. I'm shouting you out right now. One Pride 40, and we got Q. What is up, everybody? Man, we got a lot to talk about regarding Detroit Lions news. This is a ton going on today over the past couple days here, so we're going to get into it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the latest information, and then we'll just go to you guys to run the show for the rest of the day because there's a lot to go over. We got a game, too, Sunday. 2 games freaking left. 2 games left of the regular season. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited for this bad boy to be nearing an end. I am ready for the offseason because it's been a long year. Amon Ra St. Brown, folks. Amon Ra St. Brown, Rookie of the Month. That is great for that offensive player that we got in the 4th round. Amon Ra St. Brown been stepping up, nearly 100 yards in 4 straight weeks. Huge shout out to Amon Ra St. Brown. Do you guys think Amon Ra St. Brown is a number 1 wide receiver? Let me know in the comment section. Why for yes and for no. I'm curious to see what you guys think. If he is the number 1 guy, do you think that we can rely on him next year to be the guy? Let me know in the comment section, and we will get after it. Oh, I love Amani Awariye, BA Sports. I love me some Amani Awariye. Kevin, what's up? Jay Ware, what's up? Smash that like button. Absolutely. Smash that like button if you haven't done so, and we're going to get after it, and we will get it. So we got the first one here. We got What's up, BA? Says I, sir. We got What Up Doe from Go Lions. Tim Monroe. St. Brown was a great pick, but he's not a number 1. I agree. I think he's more of a number 2 wide receiver. I don't think he should be the main focal point. If you see, again, Josh Reynolds, when he came onto the scene, Josh Reynolds was really opening it up for the rest of the wide receivers. Amon Ra St. Brown be one of them. He's a Z. We need an X. N. Turning into a number 1, Randy Daniels. We got Y from Jamie Ward. We says he number 2, let's see. N, but he's good. St. Brown is a good number 2. A Robert Woods 2.0. I love that Robert Woods comparison right there. That's actually a very good one. I really did like that. I definitely concur on this sentiment that, look, when you have another player in there, Amon Ra St. Brown has the ability to get open, just what he's doing with Josh Reynolds. So I agree. I think that is the case as well. We got 34 in the building with 29 likes. Let's get to 34 likes with everybody in the building. Huge shout out, though, to Amon Ra St. Brown. I will get to your questions in about 23 minutes. I'd like to just get a little bit into the news and to the rumors that's going around regarding our Detroit Lions. First, Charles Harris says Detroit Lions would be the fit he's looking for in free agency. I concur. I think the Detroit Lions should re-sign Charles Harris. Let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no. Do you want Charles Harris re-signed? I say yes, yes, yes. And if you want to get bold, do you want a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, 3-year deal, 4-year deal, 5? Just put in a number if you want him re-signed. I say a 3-year deal makes sense. Not like the one that Romeo Okwara got. I think Romeo Okwara kind of underpaid, in all honesty, even though he was out for the year. But I think Charles Harris, a little bit less than that, would be perfectly fine. Good defensive end edge rusher for the Detroit Lions, as we're going to get one in this year's draft. Probably really high if the way the keeps going right now. But yeah, man, I believe Charles Harris, he found his place in Detroit. I think he needs to stick here as a Detroit Lion. I freaking love it. We got a 2-year deal. Bruce says yes as well. I would love to resign Charles Harris. Zach J., with you. Yes, Cephas is great. We always forget about Cephas. Why? Because he's been injured. But Cephas he was balling before he got injured, 100%. Harris, 3 years for sure. Frog Crop putting that muscle up there, just like me, on the same page there. I love what I'm seeing from Harris. Absolutely dig it. And this is definitely talking about finding a diamond in the rough via free agency. Dan's Chop Shop, West Ottawa in the house. West Ottawa High School. That's the high school I went to. Absolutely freaking love it. Riley Street there. And that's where I went. Peach time, not preach time, peach time. He's talking about that bowl. MSU Detroit Lions fan. He's actually a Oregon Duck fan. He just doesn't want to tell you about it. It's true. A lot of people thinking, yes. Harris had a 1-year deal. He needs to prove he could be multi-years. Mike Anderson, he's playing the safe role. Respect it. Love it. And I appreciate it. It's a smart way to go for sure. Have you seen the 2022 schedule yet? I've seen the opponents, and it's very favorable for the Detroit Lions. Much better schedule next year than the one we had this year, and that makes me happy. Don Burr, the GOAT himself, says re-sign Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Josh Reynolds, and Charles Harris. I agree. As long as the contract works out well, I have no problem at all with those 3 players. Just all depending on contract, just like anything else. Let's get into other news regarding. So let's talk about DeAndre Swift. Looked like he's going to be playing on Sunday, and that's good. Swift has been out via injury, but this is going to hurt the playing time for Craig Reynolds, the other Reynolds we like, Reynolds Rap, the duo there. That's a little, I want to see a little bit of Craig Reynolds, and I understand, I'm happy for DeAndre Swift to come back. Maybe Swift and a little bit more Reynolds instead of just Jamal Williams, but it is good that he is getting back. Oh, yeah, Bobo. Fox is a must sign. That's not even a question. Jack Fox has to be re-signed. 5-year deal. Throw him the money for a punter. It's not going to be a whole lot because it's a punter, but we need to re-sign Jack Fox. That's not even a choice. That is a dictate. We need to have the GOAT on this team. That's Jack Fox. Yeah, I'm happy Swift's back. We'll see what he can do against the Seattle Seahawks. It's going to be interesting for sure. How many carries he gets coming back from injury? Will they put him on a less amount of carries due to coming back? We still want to see Craig Reynolds, man. I like Craig Reynolds. I do. Smash that like button. Thank you, Don Burr. Don Burr is absolutely putting in the right words. I really appreciate that. Definitely smash that like button. You can't have enough good ball players to rush the passer. 100%, Tony. That's facts on facts. Crime right there. You cannot have enough, and the more you have, the better you have, and that is hashtag facts. So Swift is back. That's good news. Jared Goff missed practice today. That's not good news. I think, though, he's going to be playing like he's been stated this whole week and before he got injured. If you're a quarterback and you're not feeling banged up right now, then you're not in the right profession because you get banged up all the time. 100% concur. I mean, we're talking about 2 weeks left in the season. Everybody's banged up at this point, and you just got to deal with it. Jared Goff, I do believe, will play Sunday. What's up, James Holyfield? Appreciate you, man. Met him at training camp. Real awesome guy. Appreciate it, man. Lisa, what's up? They shouldn't wait to re-sign Fox. 100%. I suspect they'll re-sign some players after the season is over, once they get everything squared away, you'd see the players that they must get re-signed, him being one of them before free agency hits, no doubt about it. And I 100% agree that's what's going to happen. But no doubt, Jared Goff will play Sunday. And then we'll get into the predictions about that. But Josh Reynolds, wide receiver on COVID list, may not play on Sunday. That is going to hurt the Detroit Lions. Another player added to that list, Khalif Raymond. Oh, my God. Another COVID list player, another wide receiver got placed on there. That's not good, and hopefully he can get better. But we're talking about, well, maybe we'll actually get to see Trinity Benson on Sunday versus the Seattle Seahawks because we need somebody out there catching the freaking football. How do we got 72 in the building with only 39 likes? Let's get to 50 likes. 50. Smash that like button. And again, if you just came in here, in about 17 minutes, we'll get to you guys. You'll run the show. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just like it says below here, right there it says, want your question answered. You put a hashtag and we will get to it. Mike, you thought or sensible to think Reynolds taking 2 spots as the running back. I like Reynolds. I'm going to continue to say it. He's all around a really good running back. I don't care where somebody was picked. I don't care where somebody was drafted. I don't care. If you're the best player, you play, and he's been playing like the best player. His new name is Tim Boyle. Keeps us in hot water. That is hashtag facts. Don Burr, he does keep us in hot water. Again, like I said, I think that Jared Goff will play, so we won't see Tim Boyle on Sunday. Reynolds is vaxxed, is good. He may be back, but we're talking that he got placed on it. I think it was on Monday, so it's going to be difficult. It was the same concept. It was the same idea that happened with Jared Goff. Same thing. What up, Martell Melton? I haven't seen you in a minute. Nice to see you, my guy. You as well. I think we will trade back to the Giants. Would be a good trade. Yes, Dab Daddy. Now, if you guys see CBS Sports article about an NFL draft trade, they had the Detroit Lions picking at 2. They traded out at 2 to the 5th spot to the New York Giants. New York Giants moved up to 2, I believe, to take Kayvon Thibodeau. The Detroit Lions moved from 2 to 5, picked up Kyle Hamilton, and 3 second-round draft picks. If the Detroit Lions did that, that would be godsend. Super chat from Zeka. What is up? $1.99. I feel like Metcalf and Lockett will cook our secondary. Appreciate you for that $1.99 super chat. I'm not going to really say that. I feel like our defense has been doing really good all year. We've been going against stud wide receivers and still did a pretty good job. We get cooked generally by one person, but that's really about it. So I can see Lockett cooking us because if you look at throughout the game, there's always been one guy that's been hitting us, but we still, like Jefferson was beating us quite a bit, but the game plan is we stop everybody else, and we tend to win. So we'll see if we can actually win, but we could get cooked by Lockett, but maybe DK Metcalf will slow down a little bit. We'll see. He hasn't had a great season, in all honesty. Imagine we trade back to 5th, and the team before us takes Kyle Hamilton, and then who do we take? It just depends who is all there. So if you're to have Kayvon Thibodeau gone, you're to have Aiden Hutchinson gone, Kyle Hamilton gone. It seems unlikely that that would be the case because you got to look at Evan Neal, the offensive lineman. I think he'll be taken in the top 5. I think he'd be taken before a Kyle Hamilton, like Jacksonville. Wouldn't be shocked if Jacksonville actually took an offensive line with the first pick to protect their quarterback. They've took, out of the 4 drafts, they've took 3 edge rushers with their first pick. So I could see them actually going Evan Neal and push him back, but I don't think that will be the case. That would be crazy. Maybe they would trade back again. Who knows? Matthew says, what do you think about moving Okudah to safety when he comes back? Depends all on his injury and how he is going to be able to come back from it. We don't know if he's going to be able to have the same fluidity, the same movements. with his legs, be able to cut the way he could cut before, and speed and burst. It all depends on how he comes back from injury. If the injury makes it to where he's not the same, you could give it a try. You definitely could. Hey, Mark Oram, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
I hear me in the background a little bit, so your audio's a little bit off.
My audio's off?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Let me see something here.
But you are on here. That's good. We'll try to get you on here real quick. While you fix that, I'll try to mess with this. But when it comes to Okudah to being a safety, I just want to see first how he comes back from that injury. You know, if he can come back to full form, great. If he can't, then I guess give it a try, I guess. But, you know, it's all upon that injury, all upon it, in my opinion. And we'll see. Mark, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me better now?
It's very choppy, very choppy. So I don't know what is going on with the audio. It's all good on my end. And we'll see how we get that thing fixed. Just keep talking. We'll see if it gets fixed while you're talking.
Yeah, man. So how's it going? Everybody have a good Christmas?
Yeah, definitely choppy.
Yeah.
Let me try it now. Try talking now.
Yeah, man. Hopefully it's good. I have some computer.
It sounds very choppy. How about you get back out and then come back in? How about do that? See if that works.
Okay.
We got a $10 super chat from Frog Crop. Just want to say at 47 years old, it feels really good about what our Lions' future is. Let's go Honolulu Blue and Silver. Frog Crop, thank you so much for that super chat, man. It does feel good right now. When you're watching the building of this team, it does feel good. This season's been rough on us all. But I tell you what, it feels good that this team may be going in the right direction now. And Frog, I'm with you. I think next year is going to be much better than this year. I think that the wins will be better. I think it won't be as, down to the last. Well, obviously, you're going to have your cardiac cats moments, but I think we'll be able to kind of tell that this team can compete better next year than the previous year. So I'm with you, man, 100%. Trying to just get Mark Oram stuff squared away. Hey, Mark.
Hey, man, it's a little bit better.
No, your audio is jacked.
Oh, man, I don't know what's wrong, man.
Yeah, your audio is jacked.
Really? Okay.
Sounds like a robot. Sounds like a Mark bot.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how.
I'm trying to look here.
What's that?
I'm trying to see my Bluetooth stuff, maybe.
Oh, yes. It's something to do with that. Something to do with that for sure. But while you figure that out, I'll sit here and keep talking to these guys. So I appreciate that super chat. Trading Decker would be a waste of energy. I just don't see it happening. I don't see Decker being traded. I just don't see it. So, Antonio Hightower talked about that. I think it was the last OPP last Thursday. It doesn't seem like they're going to do that. So, Jags take Neal, we take Hamilton, and the marks are wrong. Aiden falls to 3. The problem is the NFL values edges much more than they do value safety. But again, Jacksonville, they need help at tackle, so it could make a lot of sense. Folks, if you got questions, throw it in the comment section now. Might as well just get at it right now while Mark's trying to fix his stuff up right there. Just go ahead and put the hashtag if you got a question. Hashtag Lions, hashtag Mark, hashtag whatever, and we will get at it. Mark, you still there?
I'm still here, man. Is it better? Or still choppy?
It's still choppy, very choppy. Do we keep Goff after 22? That's a big question. It depends on what happens next year. I think next year is his year. He's going to have weapons around him. He's going to have wide receivers. I think that if he could take us to the playoffs, Yes. Ends up being a massive bolo, then no. Just depends, man. Next year is the year. Do you think the Lions should keep Anzalone? You think Derek Barnes and Jalen Reeves-Maybin are ready? It all depends on the contract here. If you can get Anzalone on the cheap, another cheap one-year deal, I have no problem with it. But if he's wanting to get something higher than that, no, I would rather just not. Because I think that we can upgrade the position in the draft as well as if they want to do free agency, but I'm thinking draft. And again, it's all contract, but personally, that would be what I want to see is what does he want in a deal. Derek Barnes, he is definitely going to be part of this team as a starting linebacker. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, it's all about the contract as well. All about the contract. Mark.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
It's a little bit better. Speak again.
It's a little bit better. Can you hear me now? Better. Lions, Detroit.
It still sounds like a dial-up a little bit.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Get back out and then come back in again. Just keep doing it and see there's something going on.
Okay.
No rush. Don't worry about it. Hashtag would resign Mark Orem and Gridiron Blitz. Should we resign Mark Orem and Gridiron Blitz? I think so, depending on their subcontract. And I'm not talking about subcontractor, talking about sub itself, the subber base. Let's get those likes up to 75. We have 79 in the building. You got questions? Put it in the comment section. Questions in the comment section. You can hear Mark, huh? Calling from Pluto. Yep, it definitely sounds like that. Linebackers all through this draft, top and later rounds. Yes, there's definitely linebackers throughout this whole draft. Again, this is a good draft when it comes to defense, specifically defense, and wide receivers. If you need some defense and wide receivers, I guess not necessarily a lot of the interior defensive linemen, but the rest, good. The Jags going to focus on protecting Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, which I would say also Hamilton is the best player regardless of position. Sam, I agree with you. I think that when it comes to Kyle Hamilton, he is the best in this draft. I like him as a safety. He is a mutant, and I think that would be amazing if the Detroit Lions got him. It just depends. If we're picking two, I do think the Detroit Lions will take, whether it be Kayvon Thibodeau, though, or Aiden Hutchinson, just the other way around. I'm just looking at Brad Holmes, not me. Let's see. I said that we first got Jared Goff that he'd be okay, so I'm a little disappointed, but I said he makes it into the third year. Yeah, look, I was disappointed in the beginning. He gotten a little bit better, I feel like, in the last 4 games. But he's going to have an opportunity to prove it next year when we actually have weapons. Super chat, what is up, Travis the Goat Doily? It's been out of work. What's going on, man? What is going on, Travis the Goat Doily? Appreciate you in here. That super chat. Been a minute, my guy. Glad you can make it. 2 more games, Travis. 2 more games. We have to keep Anzalone because he's a leader in the heart. Yeah, again, it's all contract. That would be the reason why I would do it, is because he is a leader. But we can always upgrade the position if that's the route they're wanting to do. Jerry Jacobs, safety? No, I think he's a cornerback. He actually tore his other leg, not last year, but in college, and he came back from it. So I think Jerry Jacobs can come back from it and be perfectly fine. I don't think he needs to be safety. Do you think that we'll make the playoffs in 2022? It's going to be very hard. I say that they'll be in the conversation. Not going to say that we're going to make the playoffs, but I say we'll be in the conversation. Like right now, we'll be talking about they'll be in the hunt for that wild card spot. I do think that. What is your thoughts on the Purdue quarterback? We'll see. We'll see. I just don't think that the Detroit Lions are going to go quarterback at this point. I don't. I'm not thinking they're going to go quarterback. Just from what I've seen and what I've heard from Dan Campbell, I just don't think it. I don't. Who are some free agents I would consider? Hey, Mark, what's up?
Hey, man, what's going on? Can you hear me better?
There you go. You sound great, bro.
All right, man.
Okay, I'm putting you in the building. We got Mark Orem. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, Mikey? What's going on, everybody in the chat? What's going on?
We got some
Christmas.
questions for you, man. Who are some free agents you
Okay.
think we should consider signing?
There's a couple free agents out there. One guy I was kind of interested in from the New Orleans Saints, a safety, Marcus Williams, I believe his name is. He looks like a kid, man, that's got some game to him. I know the Saints have been a little bit up and down this year with their defense, but we got some familiarity in the building with Aaron Glenn being the DB's coach over there last year, and obviously MCDC running the show now. And I'm sure he knows what this kid is. He's a pretty young safety, good size, good to the football, good awareness. He's a guy that I think that we should really target because I have a feeling that we're probably going to release Dean Marlowe. I think that was just one of those one year kind of like prove it deals with him, and then probably Will Harris. But Will Harris does have a little bit of versatility in him, playing some corner. But I'm not sure if they're going to bring him back either. So that's a guy that I'm personally interested in is Marcus Williams from the Saints.
Jack Waters says, Mike, who do you think we get if the Giants trade happens? Wondering what you think. So if you didn't know, Mark Orem, there was a trade proposed by CBS Sports. It would be from Detroit Lions sitting at the second pick, and they moved to 5. Now, in their mock draft, they had the Detroit Lions getting 3 second-round picks, moving back 3 spots. What do you think would be a realistic trade besides the 3 that you think the Detroit Lions could get if they move from 2 to 5?
2 to 5, like what are we going to get back in return? You think we should get back? That's what you're asking me?
Yeah, what do you think we should get?
Yeah, well, it's definitely going to start with some multiple picks, that's for sure. 3 second-round picks sounds pretty nice. I would still probably want another 1 somewhere down the line. That's just me being a little bit selfish, I think. But you guys if any team wants to come up, man, you guys are going to have to pay. 3 number 2s, though, it is nice.
That's a lot, bro.
It is nice. You can do a lot with that. You can move up, move down. You can acquire more capital. Yeah, you know what? I probably would take it, but just a selfish person in me probably would probably want another 1 somewhere down the line. Like, I'm talking like maybe in the future, like 2024, 2025. But that's a nice get, though. 3 second-round picks. I'm not going to lie.
Let's do a double question here. Which player do you give a second contract to? Tracy Walker, Jonah Jackson, or Amani Awarie? If I had to do one of those guys, I would do Amani Awarie. But in all honesty, I think Tracy Walker, Amani definitely deserve it. Jonah Jackson still wait and see approach. What about you, Mark?
Man, looking at those 3 names right there, I'm thinking Awarie right away, off the bat, man, because corners are really, really hard to come by. And I think he's just starting to develop. He has struggled a little bit this year, but he's making plays at the same time. So, and I think he can only get better in this defense. So if it was a pick out of those 3, I think it's going to be AO for me.
We got 103 in the building with 64 likes. Let's get to 75 likes and a $5 super chat from Travis the Goat Doily. What you got? The thoughts on the Lions picking up Reuben Foster or Marcus Mayhew this offseason. What do you think about that, Mark Orem?
I don't know too much about Marcus Mayhew. I don't really know who that is. I'm going to be honest with you right now. Reuben Foster, though, I know. That was that linebacker out of Alabama
the injured one.
The kid that got injured. He said
same
some things
year
on the internet
as Jared Davis.
Yeah, same year as Jared Davis. He was a pretty good linebacker at Alabama. Didn't really live up to the hype, but got hurt obviously. But I know he was trying. I thought he got picked up by somebody this year, but maybe he didn't. I know. I think the Raiders were looking at him at one point, but Reuben Foster, I'd probably take a look at him just because I don't really like our linebacker room. I think we need to add pieces there. So I think he'd be a guy that could just kick the tires on. You don't have to give him a whole ton of money. He's a guy looking for cash. So he's trying to build up his resume right now. And I know he's trying to work hard to get back in the NFL. I just don't know if somebody picked him up already this year.
He says kick the tires. Let me know in the comments section. You'll get comment of the day if you can figure out where this line came from. Kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy. What movie did that come from? Think back a little bit older. The trade you guys just talked about would be amazing. Getting second rounders to move 3 spots would be awesome. Yeah, and it would be absolutely stunning, Dan M. I think that would be amazing. Now, I seen CBS do that, and you got Kyle Hamilton with that pick. So that's called a rape. That's called
a violation.
It's a
violation.
That is a violation that it should be illegal in 50 states if that occurred. It definitely would be amazing. I would be doing backflips. You actually support the Giants. What would you think about that, giving up 3 second-rounders?
Well, I am a Giants fan. I do support them. I think Dave Gettleman's gone, so that would probably be the icing on the cake that if they did something like that. Gettleman is the type of guy to do it, but I honestly think he's gone. So, but for my team itself, to get that number 2, who do you like? Like, you're going to give up a lot of draft capital just to go get who? Like, obviously it's for either Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau, or is it Evan Neal? Because I know the Giants need an offensive tackle badly in the worst way. So it could be an Evan Neal guy, but that would definitely be something Gettleman would do. I just don't know how I'd feel doing it for being a fan, because that's a lot of draft capital, man.
Mike Anderson is
Ultra Combo!
That is the movie. Independence Day. I was watching it with my kid the other day. She's never seen it. She's 16. And she's like, this movie's cool. I said, yes, it is. So, yes, 100%. Great job there. Would you guys pick up Baker if the Browns don't re-sign him? Would you pick up Baker Mayfield? I would say no, man. I'm going to just draft a quarterback.
No. I'm going to say no, too.
Yeah. I'm going to say no, man. I'm going to draft my quarterback. Think it will match up with Amon Ra St. Brown and Drake London. Getting both the USC wide receivers together would, to me, I'd love it. I love Drake London. Man, he's a big guy. Drake London, Amon Ra St. Brown, Quintez Cephas, probably like a Michael Gallup in there. Oh, my God. What would you think of that, man?
I'd be pretty excited for this wide receiver room. We know how we felt about this wide receiver room coming into the year. It took a while, but it looks like they're starting to get a little bit of swagger back in that room. The emergence of St. Brown's been awesome, but if you can add a Drake London and possibly get a Michael Gallup, wow. And then throw in Cephas in there, that'd be actually we would go from having a really horrific wide receiving room to actually one that I'd be really interested in watching every week in and week out. So
what's good about it is it would help the running game out. I think that's the most important part. Like, you could have some sort of legitimate weapons on the outside. It actually give you a chance to probably run the ball a little bit better. I mean, because right now, looking what our guys are doing is amazing with the lack of talent of wide receivers you got. We're watching the game where the Detroit Lions beat up on the Arizona Cardinals, and they're saying that they had 9-man fronts the whole time on defense, and we still run a wild on them. So, I mean,
impressive.
That's impressive. That is impressive. So that's what you'd want. It would help out for sure. Is Sam Howell the poor man's Baker Mayfield? He looks like Baker Mayfield. I think a lot of people gets that impression because they look like identical twins. I don't think so. I think Sam Howell is a little bit more athletic than Baker Mayfield. He doesn't have the same attitude, totally different attitude individuals. But I can kind of get that comparison, Mark.
Yeah, for sure. They're a lot alike. They almost look alike.
They identical twins, man.
They look like brothers. They definitely look like brothers. He had kind of an off game today too. I think he didn't really showcase a lot of his talents today, but he was getting beat up in that Duke Mayo Bowl, whatever they want to call it, versus South Carolina, and he might have hurt his stock a little bit, but you can't just base it off all on one game. But he kind of reminds me of Baker Mayfield. That's a pretty good comparison from Patty Grimes.
Travis the Goat Doily just became a member. Appreciate it, Travis the Goat Doily. Member for 12 months. No, he didn't become a member. He upgraded his membership and now is the first one to 12 months. So huge shout out to you, Travis the Goat Doily.
Sweet.
Hey, 12 months, man, a whole freaking year. And hopefully next year we're talking about playoffs, and it's been 24 months. That's what we're all talking about. I'd take Treylon Burks. I'd take Treylon Burks too. I just have a feeling that Burks is not going to be there where the Lions pick because we're starting to get pushed back a little bit. We're now picking at 28. I feel like Treylon Burks is probably going to do really good at the NFL Combine, and I think he'll get pushed up a little bit. That's my thing.
Yeah, I think so too, man. He'll probably go in the early 20s.
Yeah. Yep. I think early 20s. And Drake London he could fall the second round because of the injury. So we'll see. But that's the reason I think Treylon Burks, he is like a little DK Metcalf out there. And I'm not saying little. I mean, he is like a DK Metcalf.
He's a big kid.
He's a big boy. So I'd love to have him on the squad. There's a ton of wide receivers in this year's draft. Just like last year, we got Amon Ra St. in the 4th round. So you can find some quality players. Is Motor City Dan Campbell going to be coaching in the Senior Bowl? We'll find out in 2 weeks because usually it's the two worst teams. It definitely looks like it, that the Detroit Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, Jacksonville may not be because they'll have – do they do new coaching staff in Senior Bowl? Maybe they do. Not sure the rules.
What? Yeah, you can't be I don't think you can be rookie. Don't really know, though. Not 100% on that, yeah. I know for the what's it called? Hard Knocks, you can't.
Hard Knocks, you can't be a rookie. I'm not 100% sure with Jacksonville, but if the Detroit Lions are sitting at 2, yes, we will be coaching the Senior Bowl, and yes, I'll be doing a live watch party of the Senior Bowl because first off, it's very important to understand the players, and we're talking about our own coaching staff, and I want to see our team smash mouth the other team. What linebackers you like in this draft? I like Nakobe Dean. The Detroit Lions decided to take him at the 28th pick. I think he could be a solid pick for the Detroit Lions. There's a lot of draft 200 getting this.
From Alabama?
Yeah, from Alabama. There's a couple players out there. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I really like Nakobe Dean. He's a guy that I'm really interested in watching tomorrow against our Michigan Wolverines. Hopefully they'll go blue. He's going to be a guy that they're going to have to really keep an eye on to know where he is because he flies all over the field. So he's probably one of my favorite linebackers coming out in this draft is Nakobe Dean for sure.
There's some good safeties in this year's draft. There's one elite one, and then there's some really good ones. Elite is Kyle Hamilton, a mutant. I call him the mutant. He's not normal. He is an X-Man. You got Aiden Hutchins, who literally is Wolverine. Then you got Kyle Hamilton, who is Colossus. So I think that's the case. But then you got some other really good ones like Jordan Battle out there. You can, if the Lions want to get him late in the first, early in the second, he's a possibility. There's a lot of those safeties available. And there's like 3 or 4 bunched up that you can get in the second round if that's the Lions they want to go to. What's going on, Crow? What's going on, Big Jim Slade? Hard Knocks for the Lions. I think the Detroit Lions will have Hard Knocks. What do you think? Do you think they will have it? I'm going to say yes. I think the Detroit Lions will be selected with Hard Knocks this year.
I think they're definitely going to be ringing the phone there because just the way that Dan Campbell is with the media, he's very personable. The guy is a walking meme. You know what I mean? He just what he says and does, and just everything that comes out of his mouth. He's a very personable guy, and he's great in front of the camera. I think it would be a really wise choice for HBO to give him a call and just ask if they want to do it because I guarantee you they would do it. They're not going to be like the Quinn Trisha era, right?
He won't have a choice if they make him do it. Because they can make him do. He's not a freshman now. He's a sophomore coach. So, and they go by the teams that haven't done it, and the Lions are one. I think 4 teams that haven't. He's gonna be it, man. I'm gonna tell you. I give this one a 99% chance that we're gonna be on Hard Knocks this year, because of if you look at the media, subscribers out there, and you look at the media, Mark, they're just gushing over Dan Campbell. It just seems like that's what's gonna be. It's just going to be the case. Goff, he has a knee injury, nothing. He's been having this knee injury for a couple weeks. I would not worry about it. He will play. Just like Goff says, if you ain't banged up, and you're playing quarterback and you're not banged up, well, you know, that's just the life. It is. So no big deal. $5 super chat from the GOAT, Travis Doyley. Your thoughts on making a move this offseason to get Devontae Parker or Brandon Cooks? I want the Detroit Lions to draft the receivers. I don't want to make a trade, man. I don't. There's free agent wide receivers, Mark, that you can pick up. There's a plethora. A lot. I mean, there's some really good receivers on the market. And why would I trade for one when I can just go ahead and sign one if that's the route I want to go? And this draft is filled with a ton of wide receivers.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. If you're going to go out and you're going to acquire a Devontae Parker or Brandon Cooks, you're going to be giving up a third-round pick probably for these guys. These guys got some talent. I know Devontae Parker's been a little bit up and down on offense, banged up too. He's been hurt. But Brandon Cooks is probably, you know, he's a little bit older, in his late 20s, I believe. He's got a lot of, again, the word familiarity with Jared Goff. But, like, what's the point in just giving away draft capital when we can go young and we can go and we can develop some kids?
Smash that like button, folks. Let's get to 100 likes, 139 in the building. Also, if you're not subscribed and watching Mark Orum's channel, you're crazy, man. Y'all crazy. You need to subscribe to his channel. It is in my featured channel, so if you guys are not subscribed, do it. He drops ridiculously quality content every single day. Do you think they will shore up the D-line more in this draft? Yes. The first pick will, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, will be Kayvon Thibodeau or Aiden Hutchinson. That will be the first pick. One of those guys, whatever, you know, the route they go. If Jacksonville takes an edge, I don't think they will. I'm thinking they're going to go – I think they're going to go Evan Neal, but then the Detroit Lions, then we'll have the pick of who they want to get, and I think that's the route they're going to go. What do you think, Mark?
I'm 100% with you, Mike. I think they need to shore up that D-line. We still don't have a great D-line. We don't get a lot of pressure. We don't get a lot of sacks. I think this team is lacking that, and we're lacking that on the defensive line. A guy like Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau is going to be that guy. It's not going to be just the magic pill right there, but there could be guys we can add later on in the draft because we have so many draft picks, 10, I believe. So I think we're definitely going to add to it. You might even see another defensive tackle somewhere along the line too. They're not done here, man. The more pass rush, the more defensive linemen you have, the better. You have to have depth. In the NFL, man, it stands for not for long. So you have to have guys.
Tony says, hey, Mike or Mark, either one of you guys, what do you guys think of defensive lineman from Texas A&M, DeMarvin Leal? Could he be a prospect if we move back for the Lions? Now, he, to me, is a back-end round one pick for the Detroit Lions defensive. If that's the round they want to go, do you think that they would go Leal? I don't think they're going to do that. I don't, because we took Levi and Aline last year. But what do you think, man, if he fell to the Lions at 28? And he could, very well could be.
He could very well fall there. He's a stud. You know, he's a first-round pick, borderline second round, but he's a guy that's probably going to go in the first. He definitely could be a good prospect for us, Tony. But like Mike said, we took Levi, we took Aleem. Aleem looks like he's maybe getting a little bit better than Levi right now. That's what I'm kind of noticing. Both guys kind of get washed out in the run game more than I think they should. I thought Aleem was going to be just a touch better, but he is a rookie. Can't be too hard on the kid. But I like what I'm seeing, especially from Aleem. But like I said earlier too, you can't have enough D linemen. So if he's there, it just all depends what Brad Holmes and those guys want. If they want a defensive tackle that can push inside and get a rush, hey, more power to it because he is a stud. So yeah, why not?
You guys need to check out this great app, and it's called Lions Nation Unite. It's made by Herman Moore, epic app. Go to lionsnationunite.com and download it. Folks, I have this app on my phone. Matter of fact, I talk and I check all these Detroit Lions content creators out. I check all the subscribers that are on there. There's about 1,500 on there right now. It is freaking awesome. Go ahead and download this app made by Herman Moore. And I tell you what, Chrissy, she helps run this bad boy. She's really cool, too. So go ahead, download it, and tell them that MicroMike sent you. Fantastic, fantastic app. Let's see. If I miss a question, just repost it, folks. It's because I just missed it. There is, it's not on purpose. Do you think the Lions take a quarterback anywhere in the first round this year or next year? If we don't, we're going to pick up in free agents. I do not feel the Detroit Lions are going to pick a quarterback in this year's draft in the first round. Now, before that 4-game stretch, I would have said different. But after the 4-game stretch of Jared Goff and the talk of Dan Campbell, I do not believe the Detroit Lions will take a quarterback with the 28th pick. I do not believe so. Mark, what about you?
It sure doesn't feel like they're going to be grabbing a quarterback right now. Like you said, the way that Jared Goff has played the last month has been pretty good. Do they want to go into next year with him? I think by contract alone, we don't really have an option of that. So I think he has been better. Maybe put some weapons around the guy, see what happens with Jared Goff. You can always wait. You can always get one maybe in the 3rd, 4th round, possibly. I don't really like grabbing quarterbacks that late, though, per se. But it's Goff has been better. So why not just sit on him? I don't think there's a guy up top where we're going to be drafting to grab early. So, and then by the time we pick again in the first round, who knows what quarterbacks are going to be there? You might see the Sam Howells and you might see those type of guys. I don't know if they really want to do that. I think they want to build around, not per se Jared Goff, but I think they just want to build a team first, then maybe work on that quarterback maybe down the road.
Hashtag Go Lions. If we can't get defensive end, obviously he's talking about in the draft and the first 2 picks. What do you think about Hamilton out of Notre Dame? I say Hamilton's my favorite prospect in this year's draft. The Detroit Lions drafted him. I will be doing backflips. Why? Because your secondary is complete. You're going to be making some plays. This guy is a mutant. I'm telling you right now, he's a mutant. He's Colossus from the X-Men. I'd be happy with that. But I do believe they're going to go ahead and go defensive end. That is if we're staying at 2, and I think that's where we draft. If we do get Hard Knocks, he's got to bite somebody's kneecaps, some reporter kneecaps. If he gets to bite kneecaps off, you'll definitely be seeing him talk about bite kneecaps and probably doing all sorts of crazy stuff. You know how he's going to be going crazy. What do you think about Levi Onwuzurike this year? I'm a little bit let down by his performance. I'm not going to lie. I feel like he probably should have done better, but not everybody learns as fast as the next person. And as much as he was let down, there's players like Jerry Jacobs that kind of went up. So, you got to give a player a couple years. I'm still not worried about him yet. I haven't seen anything that suggests he's a bust or anything. This could be a little bit slower in development. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I was a little bit disappointed in his production. I know he's been kind of struggling. It seems like he's always nicked up. He was banged up in training camp. So he did miss a lot of practice time at the beginning of his early career and didn't really get into the lineup as fast as you would want a 2nd-round pick to get in there. And I think Ali McNeil has developed a little bit quicker. So got to give it time. I think Levi's going to be okay. He was a really good football player at Washington when he was in college. So I'm not too worried about Big Levi, man.
And he missed a lot of reps in training camp due to his injury. So I think that probably hurt his development a little bit. Again, sometimes people just learn faster than others and doesn't mean anything. Yeah. I give a player 3 years. That's what I do. It is looking like Big V is here to stay, question mark. It definitely looks like that. I don't see a reason because if you release him, you have to replace him, and it'd probably be like the same amount of money. So, what's really the point? So I have no problem with him staying here. Mark, what about you?
Yeah, he's played better, man. I remember, man, we shredded him last year, man. We were shredding him last year. He's banged up, didn't look good. He looked completely out of sorts at right tackle. We're like, this guy's got to move inside. We talked about it forever. This new regime, they saw it, and they moved him inside, made him a guard, and he's been way, way better, healthy. He doesn't get beat religiously like he was at right tackle. So I think he's here to stay. Why not? He's a little pricey, but he's not getting that real – he's getting right tackle money at right guard, but that's okay because he's a pretty solid right guard. So I think he's here to stay for at least a little bit right now. So there's no sense in replacing him, I don't think.
Matthew, who are your first 3 picks this year? My ideal first 3, well, I'll just tell you the names. Aiden Hutchinson, Jordan Battle, Drake London. If we did that with our first 3 picks, I'm very happy. What about you, Mark?
I like Kayvon Thibodeau. The next guy would be Aiden Hutchinson. And then maybe the third guy I really like, if we're going to go wide receiver where I think we're going to be, I'm starting to really get on the Jahan Dotson train from Penn State.
Okay.
A little bit smaller of a wide receiver, but I love his separation ability and I love his athleticism.
I really like Jameson Williams. He's not going to be there at 28. I think he's a top 15 draft pick.
That's why I kind of said that about. Yeah, that's why I kind of said that about Dotson, because I think he's going to slip a bit just because of his size alone. Because he is small. He's 5'10", 180, 185. But
just can't have another.
I know, man, but he could separate. He literally reminds me of a little bit of. It's funny that you say this. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Amon Ra St. Brown, but faster. That's what he just kind of reminds me of. I love the way he plays. He's gritty. He's tough. He's willing to block, and he can separate and make plays. So I like him. He's got some bad quarterback play at Penn State, and he's still putting up decent numbers.
What do you think the Lions possibly being able to go after Baltimore Ravens backup Tyler Huntley? I mean, they could go after. There's a ton of backup quarterbacks they can look at, and I have no problem with that. It's better than Tim Boyle. I have no problem. I mean, you can't really get too much worse. So
no, you can't get much worse than Tim Boyle. That's for sure.
Tim Boyle.
Huntley's got some. No, but Huntley's got some. He's got some ability. He can run. He's got a decent arm, strong arm too. Mm-hmm. He's that dual threat that Dan Campbell kind of let it slip out of the bag that he covets. He said it before he really got into the meat and potatoes of this roster. So yeah, why not, man? Come in for a backup, anything to get rid of Tim Boyle, man, or David Blau. Those guys
Jeff Berg, chances of Lions re-signing Charles Harris. I give this a 98% chance that he re-signs. Talked about it today. He wants to be here. He showed himself. I think he's going to get re-signed. Maybe a 3-year deal. We're not talking about a big contract here. Less than Romeo Okwara. Maybe $8 million a year, something like that. I could see that, Mark. What do you think?
With that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I could see him. He's definitely going to get a bump and raise wherever he's going. And like you said, Mike, he was asked about it. He said he has all the trust in the world in his coaching staff. He believes in the team. He believes in the front office. Those are all signs that he's probably going to get signed. I give it probably 100% chance that he's going to be a Detroit Lion next year in a 2 or 3 year deal for sure.
Yep, that's kind of what I'm predicting. What do you think our backfield is going to look like next year? It's going to look like this year. I think it's going to be pretty much identical. I think you're going to have DeAndre Swift. I think you're going to have Jamal Williams. I think Craig Reynolds will probably be placed as the number 3. You'll have Jason Kabinda as our fullback, and Jermar Jefferson will be there as well. And I think you'll have Mr. Fumble will be on the practice squad. So I think it's pretty much going to be identical. I don't see them really. There's not really much of a reason to get any more. It just seems like that's what's going to be.
Yeah, I don't see them drafting anybody high. Anyways, I don't see any high draft picks coming. But teams will always add to that running back room because running backs, man, they get hurt constantly in the NFL. So expect a couple new faces, but they'll probably be practice squad guys for sure, like Mike said.
People laugh at me, Patty Grimes, but for Mitchell Trubisky to be backup, I'd be perfectly fine with that. And you can laugh at it, but I think he would be much better than Tim Boyle. He actually has starting experience. And if you watch what he did with the Buffalo Bills in preseason, he was smoking teams. So I would take him for sure. And he's younger and he's mobile. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, man. I'm not a big fan of Trubisky, but he is that dual threat guy, and like you said, he's got some. He does have some starting ability to him. So he's started for the Bears for a couple of years, and he's had some good moments, and he's had some really bad moments as well, though. But I guarantee you, he is a better option than Tim Boyle. Yeah.
Any free agent wide receivers you want to target in this upcoming offseason? Plenty. We got Mike Williams from the Chargers. I think that would be a good one. I've been talking about Michael Gallup for over a year now, before even last year's free agency. Michael Gallup there. To me, he seems like the most logical one. I'm not going to lie. Michael Gallup seems like one definitely that you can go at. Godwin out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There is a lot, Mark. What about you?
Yeah, there's some guys there. Yeah, like Mike Evans, you said. I know this is probably the craziest one. Devontae Adams is a free agent, but you were going to have to literally back up the Brinks truck to get him out of Green Bay and to come here. That would be the ultimate slap in the face. Because I still think, I know a lot of people are kind of changing their mind about Aaron Rodgers, saying a lot of people think he's going back to Green Bay. So I don't think Green Bay will pay on Adams and Rodgers. But actually, Rodgers extended his contract a couple of years, didn't he? So Rodgers did.
Yeah, but he made it more friendly for him to get out to leave.
To get out, yeah. So like, who knows what happens there? Does Devontae Adams want to go with Aaron Rodgers? He probably would, but I'd pick up the phone and talk to Devontae Adams. I'm telling you that right now. I would, man. He'd be a nice addition to this team, but I don't really see that happen. That's more of a shoot for the stars right there. But there's a lot of guys. Michael Gallup's one of them too. So yeah.
We got a Jets fan. Appreciate you coming in here. Simply awesome. He says, really interested to hear Lions fans still have faith in Jeff Okudah. I think a lot of people has lost faith in Jeffrey Okudah. I always give somebody, again, I give them 3 years, so this is his last year. If he doesn't show out in this upcoming year, I will lose faith in him. But, we'll see. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I'm starting to lose faith in him as well. He didn't really have the speed and the explosion that we really wanted to see out of a third overall pick, and that injury that he sustained is not going to really help him, I don't think. It's going to affect his speed, which he never had, and his explosiveness. So there's a possibility that he could be moved to safety, is from what I'm hearing. He should not be locked into a starting cornerback position coming in right away, and he's definitely going to have to earn it. But give him 3 years, see what happens, and then we can work on that.
JT, appreciate it, man. Loving the show. He's loving the work. Hey, without you guys, without you, JT, this doesn't happen. It does not happen. So we appreciate everybody out there spending the time hanging out, talking Detroit Lions. We got a $10 super sticker from Juan Cruz, man. Appreciate you, Juan Cruz. $10. Love the avatar. Old NFL game right there back in the Nintendo days. Love Nintendo. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you very much. And it's really cool, really awesome that you would do that. Thank you a million times over. Awesome. I think he's a solid right guard because we have all-pro center right next to him and a future all-pro right tackle. Talking about obviously Halapaludi Vaitai. I think he's all right, man. I think he's doing much better this year than he did last year. He needed to do that because he wasn't showing too well last year, but he improved this year, and that's exactly what we needed to do. Steve-O says Luke G started the rumor of Okudah moving to safety. Well, I think it's because of the injury. People don't know about his burst. Can he really have the same? It all depends. Jerry Jacobs came back perfectly fine. This is his second time it happened, so we'll see. Yeah. It all depends. Mark Orem, tell the folks about your channel and what you do.
Yeah, guys, I talk Detroit Lions football as much as I can. I talking prospects. I talk pregame. I talk afterwards about the game. I do a live show every Tuesday on my channel called The Orem's Den, and it's chat participation. I have guys on from ISN and anybody else whoever wants to come on, and we have a good time with it. And we talk Lions football and we talk NFL in general. Come check it out.
Man, absolutely come check it out. That's what it's all about, folks. I appreciate everybody hanging out tomorrow. We got a video dropping potentially. We'll see. On Saturday, mailbag video will drop probably around 11 in the morning. As Sunday, the Detroit Lions versus Seattle Seahawks. Live watch party. The second to the last one game of this season. I can't wait for this season to be over with, guys. I am always ready for this off season because this season has been rough. Before we end this show, if you guys have not smashed that like button, let's get to 100 likes. We're at 94 right now. Really, really appreciate it. Again, go ahead and subscribe to Mark Orum's channel. Awesome channel. Check it out. That's what's all about, having a good time. And I'm going to leave you with this, man. You guys have a great weekend. Have a fantastic new year. And hopefully the Detroit Lions can get that win, Mark, for the new year. And that's how we start off 2022 with a bang. With that said, folks, adios.